Most people will never discover who they truly are because they're too occupied with watching someone else. Every scroll, every notification, every mindless distraction does more than steal your time. It hijacks your mind. This isn't just noise, it's a war zone, and your attention is the battlefield. The world is designed to keep you unfocused, reactive, and weak. But here's the raw truth. Self-focus is a superpower. Use it, and you begin to master your mind. This isn't about hype or self-help fluff. This is ancient wisdom, sharpened by modern psychological warfare. The Stoics lived it, dark psychology proves it, and today, you'll learn how to weaponize it. Welcome to Anonymous Achiever, where you build a mind that can't be broken. If you're with me, lock in and comment. My mind is my weapon. Let's begin. Number 1. The noise of the modern world. We live in the loudest era in human history. Attention spans are collapsing, not because people are lazy, but because everything around them is engineered to pull them away from themselves. Algorithms aren't neutral. They're calculated traps, designed to keep you addicted, reactive, and emotionally unstable. You open your phone for a second, and suddenly, you've lost 45 minutes of your life. For what? Nothing that made you better. Nothing that made you sharper. The average person is so overstimulated, they've forgotten what clarity even feels like. And that's the point. If you're distracted, you're easier to control. Stoicism teaches us to ignore the noise and focus only on what's within our power. But before you can do that, you must see the noise for what it really is. Not entertainment, but erosion. Your mind deserves better. Comment, silence builds strength if you're done being pulled by the noise. Number 2. What self-focus really is. Self-focus isn't isolation. It's not about cutting people off or sitting in silence, pretending to be deep. It's a high-level form of internal leadership. It means you no longer outsource your attention to the world. Instead, you choose where your energy goes, moment by moment. Most people think they're thinking for themselves. They're not. They're running on loops, repeating what they've seen, heard, or been fed. That's not thinking. That's mental programming. True self-focus is about reclaiming your mind from that conditioning. It starts with radical awareness of your inner world, your emotions, thoughts, impulses, without judgment. You observe, you understand, then you direct. That's what Stoicism was about, not reacting like a puppet to external chaos, but responding with clarity, intention, and strength. The focused mind doesn't just avoid distraction, it selects what's worth engaging with. You stop trying to fix the world and start mastering the only battlefield that matters, your own psychology. And here's the twist. Self-focus isn't passive, it's aggressive. Not in conflict, but in commitment. Every time you say no to distraction, you say yes to purpose. Every time you turn your attention inward, you sharpen your weapon. Because make no mistake, your mind is a weapon, and if you don't train it, someone else will use it. Comment, I lead my mind, I don't follow the world. If you're claiming that control now, stay locked in. We're just getting started. Number 3, the Stoic lens. To the Stoics, self-focus wasn't optional. It was the core of living well. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor surrounded by power, politics, and pressure, wrote daily reminders to himself, not to others, to himself, about staying centered, calm, and in control. That's self-focus in practice. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's internal. A private discipline in a world that wants your mind on everything but you. Stoicism teaches one of the most powerful truths ever written. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Self-focus is the execution of that truth. It's taking your power back from the noise, the opinions, the chaos. While the world reacts, the Stoic reflects. While others chase validation, the Stoic builds self-respect. This isn't some motivational poster, it's ancient mental warfare. Because when you can keep your mind still in a storm, that's rare. And rare is powerful. The Stoics weren't emotionless, they were focused. They felt everything, but were ruled by nothing. They trained their minds to focus on what they could control, their thoughts, actions, inner state, and released the rest. That's the edge most never develop. If you're watching this and tired of being mentally scattered, good. That means you're waking up. Comment, calm is my power. Number 4, the dark psychology of distraction. Here's what most never grasp. Your lack of focus isn't accidental. It's by design. Every platform, every app, every dopamine trigger is built on one thing: behavioral manipulation. This is where dark psychology enters. The system doesn't just want your attention, it wants your addiction. Because attention equals profit. If they can keep you emotionally reactive, overstimulated, and endlessly seeking validation, they don't just own your time, they own your mind. They study your habits, your fears, your insecurities, then feed you content that keeps you scrolling, comparing, doubting, buying. It's a psychological loop. You feel boredom or insecurity, and instead of facing it, you escape. You scroll, you numb. But what you're really doing is training your mind to flee from focus. That's how they win. And that's how you lose yourself. Slowly, silently. The Stoics warned us about this before technology existed. Epictetus said, if a person gave away your body to some passerby, you'd be furious. Yet you hand over your mind to anyone who comes along. He was right. Every time you let the world dictate your focus, you surrender your greatest asset. But you can reverse it. You can become the observer, the one who sees the manipulation and chooses discipline instead. That shift from consumer to commander changes everything. If you're done being programmed and ready to reclaim your focus, comment, I am the master of my mind. Say it like you mean it. Stay tuned. The next section is where the real shift begins. Number 5. The hidden power in silence. Silence, the thing most flee from. But here's the paradox. What people fear in silence is exactly what they need to hear. Because in silence, the real war begins. The noise fades, the distractions vanish. And what's left? You. Your thoughts, your fears, your unfiltered inner dialogue. Most avoid this because they've never been trained to sit with it. But this is where transformation happens. Silence isn't empty, it's full of truth, full of power. When you strip away the noise, you meet the rawest version of yourself. No masks, no filters, just pure awareness. The Stoics practiced this daily, time alone, reflecting, observing, adjusting. They weren't afraid of silence, they sought it. Because in silence, they found clarity. And with clarity, they made decisions that changed empires. Imagine what you could do with that kind of mental clarity in your own life. Modern society calls silence boring. But boredom is just the withdrawal symptom of overstimulation. Push past that craving for noise, and something wild happens. You start hearing your real thoughts, your instincts sharpen, your vision clears. You think originally, not reactively. That's a rare state, and rare always wins. If you're feeling that shift, if you're starting to see the value of being alone with your mind, comment, my silence is strategic. Own it, because in a world obsessed with volume, silence is rebellion, and rebellion is power. Number 6, control what you can, ignore what you can't. There's a mental filter that, if used consistently, will transform how you live. Is this within my control? That single question, asked honestly, can save you years of pain, stress, and wasted energy. It was foundational to the Stoics. Epictetus, born into slavery and risen to greatness, framed it simply. There are two things in life, what you control and what you don't. Everything else is ego wrestling with the impossible. Now zoom out. Look at the world today. People drown in anxiety, anger, and fear, not because they're weak, but because they're fixated on what they can't control. The algorithm, the economy, others' opinions, the past, the future. None of it belongs to them, yet they obsess and it drains them. Self-focus flips the script. When you lock in on what you can control, your effort, your discipline, your mindset, you become untouchable. No longer swayed by drama, trends, or emotional bait. You stand stable in chaos. That's Stoic strength. This mindset isn't about indifference, it's about clarity. It's sniper-level focus, investing energy only into what moves you forward. Everything else, let it burn, let it pass, let it go. The most dangerous person in any room is the one unshaken by things they can't control. They're too busy mastering what they can. If you're stepping into that mindset now, comment, I protect my power. Let the world chase noise. You're here for control, for clarity, for the win. Number 7, building the inner fortress. Picture this, a fortress. Not made of stone or steel, but of thought, awareness, and discipline. Unmoved by storms, unshaken by chaos. It doesn't crumble under pressure, and it doesn't let just anyone through its gates. Now understand, that fortress is your mind, or at least it should be. Most people don't live in a fortress. They live in a glass house with no locks. Their thoughts are exposed, their emotions unguarded, their energy scattered. They wake up and within seconds, their mind is hijacked by messages, notifications, news, others' opinions. They let the world in before they've had a single thought of their own. That's not living, that's leaking. Here's the truth. If you don't build your inner fortress, the world will break in and build it for you, brick by brick, using distraction, fear, and dependency. That's how you become reactive instead of reflective. That's how you get played. What separates the stoic from the scattered? The focused from the fractured? Self-focus. Because self-focus is the construction crew of your inner fortress. Every time you say no to distraction, you lay a brick. Every time you resist reactive emotion, you seal a crack. Every time you sit in silence and listen, instead of escape, you strengthen the foundation. This isn't just discipline, it's defense, it's strategy. And here's what no one teaches you. Your focus is your fortress. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Everything flows from your mind, your decisions, your habits, your peace. If your mind is weak, your life will mirror that. But if your mind is fortified, nothing can move you without your permission. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, faced war and betrayal, yet never outsourced his peace. Why? Because his fortress was internal. His writings were reminders. The only thing truly his was his mind. The outer world was chaos, but his response, his focus, that was his weapon. Our wars are psychological. Our wars are cycle out. Doubt, fear, impulse, they live within us if we let them. Without focus, they grow louder. They become squatters in your mind. Self-focus evicts them. When you choose what enters your mental space, you take control. You lead yourself. And when you lead yourself, the world can't derail you. You stop reacting to every argument, trend, or emotional bait. Your mind isn't a hotel for chaos, it's a fortress for clarity. But building it takes work. Daily. Uncomfortable work. You'll face parts of yourself you've avoided. You'll stop blaming the world and start checking your own walls. You'll choose silence when others are shouting. Stillness when your mind wants to run. That's the price of freedom. And mental freedom? That's the ultimate power. Once your inner world is solid, the outer world loses its grip. Triggers fail, distractions fade, pressure rises, and you stay calm. Not because you don't feel, but because your feelings don't rule you. That's stoic, that's powerful, that's rare. Now train your emotional gatekeepers. Every negative thought gets evaluated. Is this useful? True? Does it serve me? If not, it doesn't get in. That's how you stop self-sabotage before it starts. Your fortress doesn't mean disengaging from life. It means engaging from strength, not weakness. When life hits, you don't crumble. You adapt. You endure. That's the difference between those who survive and those who lead. You won't build this in a week. You'll build it by showing up daily, meditating, journaling, guarding your time, saying no more than yes, challenging your thoughts, protecting your peace like it's sacred. Because it is. So ask yourself, are you building your inner fortress or leaving the gates wide open? Are you reacting to every knock or standing guard, choosing what enters? Once you realize your peace, focus, and mind are your responsibility, you stop waiting to be saved. You become your own commander. And when that happens, you don't just survive this world, you master it. If you're building your fortress now, brick by brick, comment, "I am my safe place." Say it like you mean it. Claim your ground. Remember, a focused mind is an armed mind, and a mind that's armed cannot be controlled. Number 8. Daily practices to sharpen your focus. We've covered the mindset, the philosophy, the why, now the how, because ideas without execution are worthless. Self-focus isn't stumbled upon, it's trained, rewired, and you don't need 100 habits, just a few that hit hard, done consistently. Tactics that move the needle. First, start your day in silence. Before your phone, before conversation. 10 minutes. Just you, your thoughts, your breath. Let your brain wake up without noise. Most people hand their focus to the world at dawn. You won't. Second, audit your thoughts. Catch mental drift like a security guard. Ask, is this useful? Is this mine? If not, delete it. Train intentional thinking, not accidental reactivity. Third block, deep work. 60 to 90 minutes daily. No distractions, no multitasking. One mission. This trains high focus, doing less, but better. Fourth, journal like a strategist. Not for venting, for evolution. Track patterns, triggers, reactions. 5 minutes at night teaches you more than 5 hours of scrolling. Fifth, embrace boredom. Walk without your phone. Sit without stimulation. Let your brain detox. Most panic when bored. They're addicted to overstimulation, but boredom births clarity. Sixth, curate your inputs. Protect your media, conversations, and feeds. If it drains or distracts, cut it. Your focus is currency. Don't spend it on garbage. These aren't random tips. They're mental reps. Each one strengthens your fortress. Each one puts you back in control. You don't need perfection, just daily intention. Lock in. If you've made it this far, you're serious, you're building. So comment, I train my focus daily. Claim it, because once these practices become lifestyle, distractions lose their grip. The world quiets. Your mind, it sharpens. Deadlier. Unstoppable. Number 9, final empowerment. Self-focus is a superpower, not for aesthetics, but for impact. It clears noise, sharpens vision, returns what the world steals. Your mind. Master that, and you don't survive life, you command it. Remember, the world will always pull you outward, but the power, it's inward. In the silence, in the stillness, in the daily choice to prioritize yourself. You don't need more motivation, you need more focus, and you've got it now. If this resonated, if you felt the shift, comment one last time. My mind is my weapon. Say it like you're stepping into the next level of yourself. And if you're building that fortress, walking the Stoic path with intent, this channel is for you. This is mental armor, and you're not here to fit in. You're here to lock in. Stay focused, stay dangerous. This is Anonymous Achiever, and we're just getting started. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.